resilience, all on display in that victory.
This 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And the Chargers are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
The Charger drive about to get going. Pickett now to throw off the play fake.
This nigga's so aimless.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Alright, let's see what I'm about to do.
Vikings very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
On 2nd down, Eckler.
I actually the fucking
He'll get about 3 to the 21. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. They were quite formidable in the win over the Eagles a week ago.
This defense has a lot to be proud of coming off of the game they played last week. When you only give up 14 points in a game, not only do you give your team a chance to win, you fully expect to win because you figure your offense is going to score more than that.
Here comes 3rd down and 7. Pickett back to throw. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. It was Myles Garrett that time who got in there and brought him down. Here's Sam Martin now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Here's Jones on the return. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were.
Yeah.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves, maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Richardson looking to throw. Going out wide, finds Chubb.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. Going for it on 4th, here's Richardson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to pick up the Vikings first down as they find a way to convert there on 4th and 6.
Mission accomplished on that throw. Slant, pick up the first down. I like how he just put it on the receiver and didn't lead him on that one.
Happened quickly. Defense, not much they could do. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Off play action. Pickett.
You slow
And that
bitch.
is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. Now a 2nd and 10. They'll send Kirk in motion right. Pickett's throw into the hands of Kirk. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Running on first down, Eckler. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Here's Pickett.
Oh!
Corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down.
Hey, bro.
Incomplete. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Pickett. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Motion man left is Kirk. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Now a give running left is Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
I'll be.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
All right, John.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 receptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now Richardson is going to keep it running right. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he's stopped in the backfield. And they'll go to the air now with Richardson. Throw caught by Achane. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Second and 10. Now it's Richardson. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception.
Oh, he's intercepted again. It's Richardson's third of the game. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And the Chargers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. That pick hurts a little extra because it was third down. You were already in field goal range. You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes. It's what you call a rookie mistake. Off the play fake, here's Pickett. This one deep for Wilson. Touchdown, Chargers. Garrett Wilson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now 14-0. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On first down, Richardson. Short throw caught by Pitts. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Towards the end zone for Brown. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Down to the 10. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. It's complete to Brown, right side. And we're going to get a timeout. With 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They give to Achane on the option. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Richardson now on second down. Escaping the pressure right. And he slings one that's incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
On third down, here's Richardson. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. And whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They'll go for it. Here's Richardson. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he...
Touchdown! Christian Kirk, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Chargers are able to extend their lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 28-0. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Now Richardson. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And you can tell just by looking at them that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another fourth down.
Going for it on fourth, Richardson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on fourth.
Now, that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's fourth down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
There to make the tackle, Khalil Mack. Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Richardson. That's caught. It's Austin left side. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. And now they're in the hurry up. Richardson going to change the play here. Here's Richardson from the gun on 3rd down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
First and 10, here's Pickett. He finds Wilson, and he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Pickett will look to throw it here. It's brought in by Wilson. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
To the air on first down with Pickett. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Six yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave them with a 3rd down. And they're going to speed things up here. Now they'll audible to something else. Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. First and 10, it's Richardson. And now here's another interception. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of this.
He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, LA. Garrett Wilson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense, and know what they say. Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now, standing just outside his own goal line. Johnson to return it. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. And good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They're looking at a third straight win here if they can hold on. They'll start by running the option to the right. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Now Pickett. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 23 yards the pickup there.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Pickett now on first down. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier.
And this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Here's 2nd and 10. Richardson looking to throw. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now Richardson, short throw caught by Pitts. And he'll be taken down with a first down as they get about 14 out of that one, and we go to the 2-minute warning. Richardson to throw off play action. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. And Richardson looks to throw once more. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On third down, Acham. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. That'll be good for 6, but now it's fourth down.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes, we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
That is caught. And they move this all the way down to the 9. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Back to throw. Here's Richardson sliding out of the pocket. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on third and goal.
Check smash, check smash.
Back to the air with Richardson. And my goodness, another interception. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Martin Emerson. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this